Or not. Where's
it's like a little baby.
First.
So as you're making I want you to be thinking about what this
Once a time, long ago, in a far away land known as the geometric I'm just trying to shoot lines.
Everything is made up of shapes.
See what was the matter. If there was wondering,
So does anyone have any ideas what this chart might mean?
wait, hold on. I'm curling screams, so they sprang.
The different shapes and like
Okay, yeah. So all of these are
From the
four-sided
circles
shapes.
upstairs
So that's
window.
why they're all on this.
Well, however, to this day the mystery remains. Therefore, Detective Pent
Your job is to list a valid source. What is your name? What's your name? What's your name? It's small and chunk.
So that's the classified. So what we got from them. Who are the suspects? So we get suspect.
Let's see. It's the square. No, it's 1, 2.
Are all parallelograms represented?
Strange four-sided finger leaping from the circular's upstairs window. Well, the angulars gave a description of the terrible beast, and so did many other geometric residents. However, to this day, the mystery remains. Therefore, Detective Pentagonal Walsh of Geometry
In that category. All right. So what we are going to do. Is we are going to today work through looking at a shape with no information, writing down its properties, and then classifying it. What does it mean to classify things again? What are we going to do? Name it. So first I want to make a list of properties. You guys have geo tablets in front of you. I want you to find the shape on your geo tablet and sketch it in your notebook. Those are all
Suspect is number 6? Oh. Okay. So the suspect could be number 6.
That's a best guess. There's no other shape that's inward, so it can't be number 6 for the first one.
So do we all have it sketched? So the first polygon we're going to do it together. The next one you're going to kind of lead, and then the last one you're going to do it all on your own. Okay. So when you think about properties, the first property I always want you to think of is the most obvious property. I want you to think about how many sides does this polygon have. So if you were to just blatantly tell somebody how many sides this polygon has, what would you say?
4 sides.
4 sides. So that's your first property. It has 4 sides. And do you see what our chart starts with? What property does our chart start with? 4-sided figure. So what you're going to do now is you have 2 options of roads that you can go down. You can go down this way, where it has 1 pair of parallel sides, or you can go to this way, where it has 2 pairs of parallel sides. Which one do you think it is, Bailey? Now, can you point to me where those would be? The parallel sides on here.
Those 2 and those 2.
So they're opposite sides. If they went on forever, would they ever touch? No. And then you have these sides. If these went on forever, would they ever touch? No. No. So she's right. You can say they have 2 pairs of, and there's a fancy way to abbreviate parallel, so you don't have to write it out every time. You go like that, that means parallel. 2 pairs of parallel sides. Yes.
Do you have an eraser?
Yep, they're all up there. Okay. Now I want to think about the size of the sides. What do you know about the size of the sides, Jose? They're what? They're okay. What? Do you see some that are equal?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you see some that aren't equal?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how can we describe which ones are equal and which ones are not? Look at our flow chart. How can we describe how some sides are equal and some sides are not, Asia?
Like the longer sides, like make it longer, and then like the shorter sides, they're not, because
they're across from each other, right? So what do we call that when 2 lines are across from each other? Look at how we described it earlier today. Well, we already talked about parallel. We're talking about the size now. Jose? They're what? Congruent. So we can say that the ones that are across from each other are congruent. We use the term opposite when we talk about quadrilaterals. So the opposite sides, the ones across from each other, are congruent. So we can say opposite sides congruent.
okay. I see. Okay, so we're going to do
Opposite sides congruent. Can we say anything about the angles? Look at what we talked about earlier. Can we say anything about the angles?
Oh,
Anna?
some of the angles some of the angles they're obtuse, and the other ones are like acute, and when they're like across from each other, they're the same.
Yeah. So this one's obtuse, and the one across from it is obtuse, she says. This one's acute, and the one diagonal from it is acute. So what could we say? How did we describe that earlier? Opposite angles are what? Congruent. So our next property would be opposite angles. This is the abbreviation for angles. Angles are congruent. Okay. So now, can we say that there are 4 right angles? Can we say there are 4 right angles? No. Can we say that there are 4 equal sides? No. So we're done. We have no more properties in this polygon. So now we're going to start the classification process. The classification process. So we're going to give it names. And when you give it names, you look at your properties from the top to the bottom, just like in the flow chart. We start up here with polygon, and then we said it had 4 sides. So what's the name that we can give it to describe that it has 4 sides? What's the name we can give it, Anna?
Quadrilateral.
A quadrilateral. That's the first name we can give it. And that's because it has 4 sides. So then we took the trick. We said either it was going to have 1 pair of parallel sides or it was going to have 2 pairs. We said it has 2 pairs. And then we also said it had opposite angles that are congruent and that it had opposite sides that are congruent. If it has all 3 of those properties, what's another name for this polygon? What's another name for it? Look at our chart. We said it was 4 sides. It had 2 pairs of parallel lines. Opposite sides are congruent. Opposite side and angles are congruent. So what else can we call it? We can call it a parallelogram. And then we talked about, well, it couldn't be a rectangle because it doesn't have 4 right angles. And it couldn't be a rhombus because it doesn't have 4 congruent sides. So that means there are no more names for the shape. It's a quadrilateral and a parallelogram. Okay? So now let's do the next one. So go ahead, find the shape on your geo tablet, and you can trace this one into your
It's 90.
So now looking at our other example, I want you guys to tell me what properties what should be the first most obvious property of a plane 4 sides. Go down the flow chart and find the properties of which ones that fall under. This is hard.
You were.
No, it's not jumping.
Number 5. You skipped ahead like 50 of them. We crossed 10 already out. I'm skipping 5 or 7.
Because they're not suspects.
Yes, they are.
They are suspects, but they're passing our tests. Like this.
Okay, it has to be
4-sided figure.
4-sided figure. Done.
It could be.
Done.
I think these will be 9 because
Two pairs of parallel
yeah, they would. They would cross, huh? Then number 9.
Exactly. He's got to bring up a good point. Some kids say that, oh yes, these are not these can't be parallel because they intersect. But are these opposite sides of each other? No, they're touching.
those two, like the two that were up there.
These two?
Yeah, like
These are